G'day and welcome to Bread and Butter Fishing. It's Guesty here and I've got my young mate Riley Payne. It's time to do something a little bit different. We've left the car, the boat behind. We're on foot. Look at this, what a magnificent morning. We're going beach fishing and we're going to run through some tips and tricks to try and make it a little bit easier for you. Some basic gear, a couple of rods, a couple of reels, some pilchards, and I don't know, maybe a tailor. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon we're in for a couple.
In for a couple, I like the sound of that. It's a really basic rig we're using for fishing off the beach. So it's a pyramid shaped sinker and it doesn't roll around like a ball sinker, so it'll sort of dig in and stop there. A little bit of leader and then down to a set of, just really set of basic gang hooks. Pilchards are a great bait for all sorts of fish off the beach. So just lay your gang hooks along your bait so you know where it's going to end up, and you want that last one end up through the head. So I reckon about there to start with that back hook. And you want to go through the backbone and then the next one through, and then that last one will go through that sort of tougher part of the head there, right near the eye, and that's it. So we've got two different techniques that we're going to use, and I reckon tailor are probably the target fish for us this morning. What do you reckon?
Yeah, for sure. I'm just throwing a 65 gram metal. They work really well.
Looks like, it feels like there's a bit of current pushing, a bit of rip going up the beach that way. So I'm going to cast there and just slowly walk along and just sort of work with my bait where you're going to prospect. Now the beach can be a pretty lifeless place at times. There's a bit going on here and there's a reason why we're fishing here. So out the back there's a sandbank where the swell's coming in, it's breaking, and then there's this beautiful gutter that runs along here. So the gutter's a deeper section of water closer to the beach there, and that's a bit of an area not only for fish to travel, but they'll feed there. And what happens is when it breaks on that sandbank, it forms that white foamy wash and then it runs over the gutter, creates this shady area. Great spot for tailor, brim, me, even mulloway sitting up underneath there. So that's why we're looking for those gutters. Oh, there we go. Oh no, look at that. Oh, yes. I thought it was going to be a tailor, but that's a really nice brim. Just another one of those fantastic species that you'll get off the beach. Now I know we've got big long rods, 12-foot rod this one here, and the idea of having that longer rod, A, it gives you that higher angle to keep your line out of that washy water so it doesn't get dragged around everywhere. B, it gives you a nice long cast, but there's an old saying in fishing terms, and it's fish your feet first. So when we're looking at this gutter here, there's a really good area just there, so I don't have to have that great big long cast at times. It's about working out where the fish are. I've been firing a bigger cast out, hitting the back of the sandbank there and then pulling it, winding it back in, but a short cast here can be just as effective. Certainly as that sun goes down later in the afternoon, the fish will push in with that incoming tide. So, oh, hang on. Oh, there's a bite roll. And there's another species off the beach. So this one's an Australian salmon. So when it comes to fishing the beach, this is a bit of 15-pound monofilament line. I love mono on the beach. So a lot of fishing we do, lure fishing these days, is what's called braid or polyethylene line. Doesn't have a lot of abrasion resistance. So Riley's using that on the other reel to cast out and wind, but you don't want that braid rubbing around in the sand, whereas the monofilament line has got really high abrasion resistance and a bit of stretch in it. So if it rolls around the sand, it's not going to worry it, but it will damage a braid eventually. So I do like monofilament line when it comes to bait fishing off the beach.
Nice little fish. Lost a couple in a row. Just going to take this guy real easy. Just going to bring him up with the waves. Just going to take my time.
I reckon we've ticked the box for some bread and butter species today. Taylor, what else did we catch?
Brim and salmon.
Brim and salmon, there you go. I'll tell you what, there's another gutter back that way we could go and have a crack at. Let's let this fella go and we'll head off, mate.
If you are looking for somewhere to start with your kids, then head into BCF, grab yourself some gear and get involved, focusing on those bread and butter basics. If you want to go one step further, then get your child involved in Ozfish's Junior Ozfisher program. This is a program inspiring the next generation through a series of challenges, teaching them the importance of fish habitat. As a reward, Junior Ozfishers receive a dedicated badge to show off their achievement.